What's up? Here we go.
Sunday.
Hello. I know you have this weird I want you to read to me voice. Like I want you to be the voice that reads every book that has ever been written.
An audiobook.
Yeah, like all of them. I want you to read The Princess Bride to me. I want you to read I want you to be like, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." Like I do.
It's one of the only things left that English men can do and be good at. At that and play American superheroes.
Oh, that's fair. Yep.
We're quite good at that, apparently.
You are very good at that.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, dude? You had a crazy you had Thunder Bro on. How'd that go for you?
That was awesome.
That was a week ago.
I know. I haven't talked to you in like forever.
I know, but it's just time flies by when you're interviewing A-listers. So I've got a very funny picture to show you. Well, I say funny.
Is it?
It is funny.
Of you doing?
It's not crude. My phone's off. That's fine. I'll show you in a minute. It's all right. Don't worry. Yeah. So Dave was really cool. We shared a lot of viewpoints. It is interesting navigating the waters of CrossFit with him, and making sure that people didn't think that we were being
anti-CrossFit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough being able to talk to a CrossFit crowd about other elements and other opinions outside of CrossFit without coming across as being anti-CrossFit.
Did he feel? He felt a little bit like he was a little anti-CrossFit. Did that not feel that way to you? I went to go make clips of it, and then I was like, I don't know what to. I mean, I'll make the clips, but I just wasn't. I'm still kind of messing around with the episode because I don't think he does dislike CrossFit, but there was definitely some moments.
Yeah, there was a couple of dodge. I don't know if it's me or whether it's you, but my signal of your voice keeps going in and out. Can someone in the comments say if it's Garrett or if it's me? If it's me, I'll switch.
I mean,
to Ethernet.
It says we're all good. I don't.
Are
we not all good, guys? Let us know if we're not all good.
You both sound fine to me.
I hear both parties fine. Okay, so it is.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
My issue. Okay. I will switch to Ethernet. Hold the line, please.
With all the other
seamless.
With all the other CrossFit podcasts that are going on right now.
Yeah, I think he's more anti-injuries.
Joseph, I think he's more anti-injuries.
No, I can't see you at all.
Oh, you can't hear us now at all?
Oh, there you go. I'm back. Oh,
okay. There you go.
There we go.
Okay,
good.
Cool.
There we go. We're back.
Right.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think Dave's coming from a place, and I wanted to touch on this earlier. I did like an hour on my own earlier, just chatting rubbish. Well,
I know. Rubbish, good for you. You're killing it.
The thing is, like this morning, I said to my wife, I went and did PT for a couple of hours, and I was on my way home, and I was like, "What the fuck am I going to talk about? I've got nothing to talk about." And then she said, "All you've been talking about this week is about what people don't understand. Why don't people understand all about the CrossFit stuff that's going on at the moment? Why don't you just talk about that?" I was like, "Well, that will last 5 minutes." And then I started going, and then half an hour later, talking to myself and 3 people.
Whatever. I was in there.
It's a great conversation with 3 people.
I was in there.
It's all you need.
I wasn't awake, but I was in there.
Oh, I've just realized. I think it must be Sevi's channel where all the handles are, because I can see all the names on here.
Yeah, I saw them on. Hey, Dance, what's up? Yeah, I saw all the names on programming. Get with the programming, and they were all fine.
So it's Sevan's channel. I wonder if that's a YouTube thing or a StreamYard thing. It must be YouTube because it says all the names on YouTube, as in everyone. Yeah, it must be a YouTube account. We'll get Beeve on it, shall we? The Beeve.
He knows all that shit.
Yeah. What we're talking about?
I don't know. I want to ask you about this though, because we're both wrestling fans, and I
Yep.
have this theory about wrestling and CrossFit. And I see all these podcasts out there trying to say or trying to find something to compare CrossFit and the WFP to.
Right. Okay.
And it wasn't making sense in my head. And
Right.
then I thought about, do you remember WCW and the WWE?
Nitro and Raw going head to head. Yeah.
Yeah, Monday nights.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden they had Ted Turner from TBS come in, throw a
Yeah.
bunch of money at WCW.
Okay.
And they paid all the athletes from WWE so much money to come over to WCW. They did less events than they did less live events than WWE, so they weren't getting any revenue from that.
Mhm.
They were basically only concentrating on being live on Monday nights.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden they were gone. And
Everybody went to go work
WWE
for WWE.
bought WCW.
Mm. Okay.
And so that's the only comparison that makes sense in my head is like just this giant billionaire comes in to save the day and blah blah blah, and it didn't work.
Mm.
And now
Yeah.
Weirdo McMahon is a billionaire.
So is Weirdo McMahon Greg Glassman?
No, because he's not the head of.
WFP.
It was. Oh no.
But not
Yeah. 'Cause-
during this though.
okay. So is
I
Triple
mean,
H
Triple H, yeah.
Don Paul?
No, Triple H is smart and can talk to a
Is
camera.
Is JR?
JR is JR. JR
My
is
God.
him.
My God.
JR is he. JR is him. JR is JR.
Okay. All right. Okay. Savon. Who's Savon? Who was Hart? You know the Jimmy Hart. Was it Jimmy Hart with the?
Yeah, with the big jacket, with the crazy
Yeah, that's Savon.
mouthpiece. The mouthpiece. Okay, that's fair. Got it.
Yeah. All right. Can I be China?
Yes, you can, because I will not be China. Thank you very much. Appreciate it though. But yeah, that was the only comparison. And there's two things with wrestling and CrossFit that I think are humongous comparisons. And the other one was the Owen Hart thing.
Mm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like Bret Hart and Owen Hart brothers competing in the same thing.
Ooh.
Owen Hart fell because of a faulty harness. It was like a faulty harness.
Yeah.
And died. And that same night, those guys had to go wrestle on that floor with his blood on that floor.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Which I would equate to Fikowski saying that he had to swim. Like a lot of them felt like they had to swim over.
They did.
Lazar. Yeah.
They did. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I see so many parallels between the WWE and CrossFit and the WCW and the WFP. Like a lot.
I like that.
And they're both the same sport, right? Like WCW is wrestling, WWE is wrestling, WFP is doing CrossFit, and CrossFit is CrossFit. So does that make sense? That's the only way that it kind of makes sense in my head.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot more there.
Vince McMahon had them still go out and wrestle that night. And that was a big conversation because a lot of them were like,
yeah, they cleared it all up and sort of said a little bit, and then let's carry on. The show must go on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like that. And neither of them are as a sport either.
Right.
So
it's a competition.
Yeah, it's a way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. The wrestlers, that's a way of life for the wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
Women, gym, cocaine.
Yeah, that was 80s and 90s, baby.
I mean,
and that's what Sprague does as well. So,
oh man, get us canceled. Sevon is Jerry the King Lawler. That's good.
Yeah, that scene with him and it wasn't Sable. He went in the ring. I'm talking about again the King Lawler. He went in. He ripped. did he rip the clothes off one of the women, or like she was undressing for him in the middle of the ring and all that
Oh,
crap?
they all did that. They had a girl
Yeah.
bark and
Yep.
shit in the ring, or
Trish.
like one of the
Trish, wasn't
promos,
Honestly.
Trish Stratus.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it was.
Awful.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
You could never do that now. I saw Randy Savage and the Iranian Sheik wrestle at my high school. Oh shit!
The Iron Sheik.
And they did a lot of those like they did live events, and those live events were not cute. It's not like they had a big screen up and lights flashing like they were some dirty ass spots that they went to.
Yeah. No, I do like that because the early days, or not early day, it depends on when you start, referencing. Let's think about WWF as becoming big after WrestleMania, shall we? Before WrestleMania 1, it wasn't. That's what brought it to the global attention. It was played at theaters. It became properly big and global, didn't it? I think WrestleMania 1. Before that, it was a bit dusty, a little bit sort of regional, and McMahon brought it all together, didn't he? Could that be the games? Yeah. The games could be WrestleMania. So they make a global thing once a year where everyone watches from around the world, and it highlights the sport. It gets eyes and views on it. And then something like
I
that.
think it went the same way, right? Like
Yeah.
WrestleMania 1, 2, and 3 weren't that it wasn't. I don't think it was global yet then, but
No.
I think it was WrestleMania 4 or 5 that it like really popped off and went nuts. And I think the same thing for the games, like the first 3-4 years of the games, and then 2010 kind of was the launch send off to everything.
Yeah, I think the first one I watched was which one was it with Hulk versus Ultimate Warrior? Was that?
Oh, that was a little bit later. Yeah, that was like I feel like that was 4.
Right. I think that would have been about 89, 90, wouldn't it? I think that would have been the first one where I watched it.
I saw that one.
Yeah. But yeah, that was when it was cool back in the day. And then it ruined it when they had to
6. Yeah, 6 even.
Oh, there you go. 91.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I was born the first year of WrestleMania, 85. The WrestleMania, Back to the Future, me, Drake, Cristiano Ronaldo. It was a big year. At Live Aid.
Did you say Drake? I'm done with you. I'm so done with you right now.
It was a great year. They
all started from the bottom. Now they're here.
Hey, there we go. Sometimes I like to finish at the bottom. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, the thing is that for very good reasons, as we've just laid out, there's probably reasons why they don't strip women down to their pants or underpants and bras and make them bark and go around and men leering at them. Probably a good thing. Getting rid of all the steroid abuse, probably a good thing.
There was a storyline where Triple H roofied his wife.
Yeah.
It was
probably for the best. Oh, big jug. 2 big jugs.
Yes.
I've got a little one. Blimey. A pair of giant jugs.
A pair of giant jugs. Yeah, that's fair.
I have to drink electrolytes, so that's what's in one of them, and I can't. I don't like the taste of it really that much or whatever. I'm like, sometimes I just want straight water. And like, especially on the podcast, I need to. This is like tradition. I always have to have this one. I can't.
Yeah, of course. Which brands do you have branded with electrolytes?
So I'm working with a nutritionist right now because I did a gut test, and so we're trying to like fix my gut and my immune system or whatever. So she gave me this one brand. I can't think of it off the name, but off the top of my head, it's a brand new one I've never tried before. It's a little bit healthier. Shut up, Joseph. So it's like a healthier version, not a bunch of extra shit in it. Before I was doing the Element, before Hiller went on and did his breakdown of Element is mostly just sugar and it's not really electrolytes.
Right.
So I still have a lot of those. So sometimes I will do like half of one. I won't use a full one. I'll just use half to give me a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah.
No, just if we broke up with Jose, Jack, Johnny, Don, Dave, all of them, like a long time ago, in our 20s. we can't do that shit anymore.
Talking of Dave, what's going on at the ranch at the moment? Is it a some sort of meeting of minds, or is there an event or something?
I thought it was a shooting contest.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I thought they were having like a shooting thing going on.
Oh.
And then like a tribute. They had a tribute wad, I think.
I saw that. Yeah. I thought that might is that the reason Savon's there and Sousa was there?
They're testing for something. I don't know if they're gonna have. I remember him saying that they were gonna do like a Kill Taylor there, or they were gonna do have an event there or something. So I don't know if that's actually coming to fruition.
Yeah.
But
they said they were gonna like do an invitation. They pay to go and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if that's coming but cool. I like it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So would you come to the States for that?
No.
He's only coming back. He's only coming to the States if the games goes back to Carson and he can go to the tennis stadium. That's the only reason he's coming.
Literally the only thing that would bring me over. And we can officially talk about it now. Wife being pregnant.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, my willy works. The 28th.
3 times.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
Hey,
3 whole times.
28th December. So the first annual Savon podcast camp out on the ranch. Yeah. Number 3 at the end of December. So I talked to Savon the other day about like the games and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think.
Did you say gay at the games?
Yeah, go with that. Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Going. I need to alliterate a bit better. Pronunciate my words. Both.
Here we go.
Get your head around that. What were we talking about before we talked about sex?
Sorry.
Savon, you talking about the games?
Oh yeah, I chatted about it the other day. Cool, and we're talking about games. I think I'm better off being on the other side of the globe during the games, so that we can do some coverage and stuff 10 hours ahead or behind and do reviews and all that. My time's better off spent here, and also it'll be a couple of grand cheaper. And I'll have a 6-month pregnant wife.
Fair.
With 2 kids that are. And let me show you a picture. Can I just put up something here?
Yeah, do whatever.
Yeah. So I've talked about it before in the past about the kids playing out the front. Got a lot of freedom. They go out and play for hours and all that kind of stuff. I was on my I had a go ruck on, but I was on my 9-mile ruck today for the ruck race league thing. About an hour in, and Katie, my wife, texted me and said, "Do you mind giving me a call when you're set? Everything's okay." I was like, "All right, cool. All right, cool now."
At least she told you everything was okay. I would have, because if she hadn't have said that, I'd have freaked out immediately.
Yeah, it's once a day I get a phone call with something's gone wrong. But that's my job. You know the guy, what's his name? Vince? Is it Vince Wolf? What's the guy in Reservoir Dogs that comes in and cleans the bodies up?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched that show. Reservoir Dogs.
That's the film. No, Reservoir Dogs.
No.
Okay.
Not familiar.
Film. Quentin Tarantino song from a film about 90s. I don't know, 90s. There's like a load of guys in suits, and there's I think his name's Vince Wolf. Someone will say it. Someone a bit older than me will know it intimately. He comes in and just tidies up when there's a dead body around. He just comes in with a suitcase, cleans the place up, tells everyone what to do, and then leaves. That's basically my job. So I get a phone call, and
that's the same job you have in Mobland. That's your character in Mobland too. You're the lead character in that.
So I don't know if you hang on. I don't know if we can hang on. How do I zoom in?
At the top, yeah.
Oh, hello. So
oh no.
he's basically trodden on wasp's nest.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Oh no.
And from like the top of his head all the way around his eye, down his arm, and on his legs, he had shorts on. He's basically been stung by about 12. Oh, how do we go back to the thing? There we go. He's got 12 wasp stings, bites around it.
Gosh.
Nope.
And I'm half an hour into the best part of a 2.5 hour ruck, and I can't do anything. Like I'm out and I can't really do much. So I was like, can he breathe? Because this was like, she left it 20 minutes to let me know he was all right. So can he breathe? Yep. Is his heart rate all right? Yep. Is he okay? Yep. Is he had a drink? Yep. Fine. Just let him relax, let him chill out, and just keep an eye on him, basically. That's all you can do. We're 10 minutes away from hospital, so it's fine if she needed to. But I got home and he looked like an English bull terrier.
Oh, no.
That picture that I just showed you was from about an hour ago from now.
He's better now. Yeah.
That is a lot better than he looked, but he looked like one of those English terriers, like with a big puffy like face. He looked like that.
Sucks.
So yeah, that was so that was fun today. all the fun of having a young boy that's just feral. But he's learned from it. We've told him time and time again, don't go in that corner of the field because there's shit over there. There's like farm equipment, big tractors that aren't supposed to be going on, and nests and bugs and all that shit. But he's out there and he's jumping out of trees and he's in hedges, hitting stuff with other stuff, and it's like he's just being a boy. And then I get a phone call saying he's been stung by 12 wasps.
No.
But yeah, fun times. But he's learned his lesson.
Garrett got
probably
stung by one bee when he was like 3, and I freaked out all the way.
Yes, sir.
Like,
Do you need help?
give it to mommy.
Oh, I didn't realize. I will show you guys.
Oh.
So he picked out his own.
Uh,
He picked out his own yogurt today at the store.
Probiotic smoothie.
So I want him
Only
to have.
filled.
I want him to have these just to see how quickly after he drinks them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi.
Stonyfield. Hello, little G. How are you?
Hello, little G. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, young man. I hope you had a lovely day.
You're that voice that needs to literally read books. You need to be in audiobooks so much. It's not even funny. Well, we had our first, and Colleen can tell you this one because I wasn't with him yet, but we had our first, the young boy question where he was like, you want to go? Go ahead. Do it. He was with you. I wasn't there.
So my son asked the other day what my penis looks like. And I said, well, I don't have one. I don't have a penis. And he's like, what do you mean you don't have a penis? I said, because girls don't have penises. Only boys have penises. And he's like, wait, what does yours look like? What does your penis look? I was like, I don't have a penis. I am a girl. You're a boy. So then he goes, well, what do you have? Now, mind you, we're in a restaurant and the volume gets louder and louder. And so I'm like, we're not going to talk about this right now. This is a private at-home conversation.
Yeah. Interesting. So,
and then he told me we went to one of the rest stops, and it's just easier if we go into the family bathroom than trying to navigate whatever. So we go in there, and he because also he's at that phase of like, mommy, don't look at my penis, and I'm like, absolutely, like privacy, whatever. So he's going to the bathroom, and I'm like facing the other way. So then when he's done, I go, same thing. He faces the other way. So we did that. And then we went to somewhere else when we were up visiting family. And he goes, mommy, I'm going to pee like you. I'm going to sit down when I pee. I was like, knock yourself out, kid.
Which now I'm annoyed because I'm the one that taught him how to pee standing up.
Oh.
So.
Have you ever used a Shiwi?
No, what is that?
Ooh. Hello, welcome to the Glinton Things show. Today we'll be talking about Shiwis.
The Shiwi?
I obviously haven't ever used them.
I need your grown man voice. I can't have you with this late night talk show voice. This is fucking killing me right now. You have no idea. Please
Clean, put it up.
put that bass. Yeah, pull it out. Do something like
Pull it out.
stand it up. Whatever it is that y'all do.
Oh, there we go.
Oh no. Oh no. No.
The Shiwi.
No.
So effectively,
Google
you
that.
cup.
Shut up,
The-
Jenny.
so-
That's horrible.
If you any of them, so there's a demonstration going on, third row,
Nope.
second along.
So
So
is
you
that so we
cup.
can pee standing up?
Yes, Garrett.
Yes.
The Shiwi.
Right there.
So,
the Chewy.
Look at that. You can use your
No,
idols and everything.
Nope.
Just imagine this at the tent at Rogue. Okay,
Oh, so-
you, me, and Yon all stood in a hedge, having a wee. Just all stood up together, just having a little chat.
No.
Sound fun? No.
No.
Okay.
Not even a little bit. I have worked on my mobility enough over the last 7 years that I can squat and it's fine. I'll be just fine. It won't go on my shoe. It won't go on my thigh. I'll be okay. Nope.
Oh man, that takes me back to the pandemic. we used to go on walks every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. Me and my daughter, without fail, every day. And we did this thing. We used to call my brother and his wife lazy because they weren't awake at 6:10. We'd walk past the house, and this is for 6 months solid. Every day, we got an album on my phone of us stood outside their house with all the curtains shut in the morning, going like this. We'd go to the woods on the way round, and every time she'd need a piss in the woods. And for the fucking life of it, we did. I don't know. It wouldn't have been the same with your boy, but she'd pull her trousers down around her ankles, and then if she just squatted, she would piss all over everything. So you either had to take everything off and just be, or you'd have to scoot one arm under like the ankles, and then the other arm on the back of the back, and then pick her up in a squat, but then hinge backwards so that the wee went down and it didn't go on. I was doing that for months.
This is straight women's problems. This is not gay women's problems because I don't wear pants tight enough that like if I had to pull my pants forward so I don't piss on my pants, like that they can't be pulled forward far enough. Like my pants are loose enough that I could pull them forward enough to not piss on my pants if I had to squat and piss.
Right. But
So like I'm not wearing Lululemons because then you're gonna pee on your Lululemons.
right. Okay. That's a brand, isn't it? That's like a leg. Is
That's
that a
like
legging brand?
leggings,
Right.
yeah.
That's like- I like
Okay.
your friend, yeah.
So
Alright,
hey Katie,
okay.
what's up?
Which
chair move.
Katie is this?
Oh God, is that your Katie?
I don't actually know. It might be.
Tulips.
She's blonde though, apparently, this one. She was in my chat this morning, so it might be my wife. I don't know. Just say
Yeah, that's
yes.
got to be
it is.
that's got to be straight people problems. I don't have those problems. I'm good.
I mean, it was my daughter doing it, not my wife. I didn't pick my wife up to do it.
Oh shit. Okay, I was like,
I'm not picking my fucking wife up and doing it. You clown.
okay,
He
all right, it's
said
your
his
little daughter.
daughter.
Okay, that's
He
fine.
said his
Oh,
daughter.
I missed it. I was still stuck in Shiwi, and I
Yeah.
didn't hear everything. Okay,
No, my
that's fine.
3-year-old, my 3-year-old daughter.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Never mind.
hinged
All right, my
and
bad.
Yeah.
I mean, Garrett
yeah.
did drop his pants to his ankles when he would pee. So we just got him to the point
Classic.
of like he can. I'm like, but just take your penis out and pee. But now he pees up, so because
Yeah.
he doesn't,
Brilliant.
he pulls it and then hits as
Does
high
he-
as he can on the fence.
Does he have like, you call it a zipper, don't you? Does he have zippers yet on his trousers or not?
No.
So he has to pull the trousers down and hook it under the balls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Just with that, just be mindful because it can stem the flow if it's too tight.
Gotcha.
This boy likes some tight
We-
fucking
So-
underwear though.
We just had to tell him that he.
Use my old mic. So there, if your trousers have been bunched up and it's here and you're
Mhm.
trying to wee, it can squeeze this, and it can stem the flow a little bit. And then when he removes the trousers down,
Then he'll.
a bit will come out, and then have a little dribble. Just something to bear in mind.
Well, well, now we're getting into some new things that are happening at this 8.5-year-old age that I'm gonna have more questions about, because new things are coming up for him. Katie, I tried peeing on the side of the road once, and it got all over my flare leg jeans.
That's
Not good.
That's tough.
That sucks.
What do you do in that situation? But yeah, no one uses. We call them flies over here, but no one uses the zipper. No one uses that. That I think that I know of. No one uses that. I don't know why.
Do you ever wear jeans and you have to pee outside, and you don't unbutton your top button and you just pull the zipper down and try to pee through your zip? That's not a dude thing. Dudes don't do that.
No.
Okay.
No, never. I don't really wear trousers anymore. I just wear shorts or tracksuit bottoms, like gym trousers. Jeans are like my smart clothes now. Like,
oh, you're going out clothes?
That's how bad I've got. That's how lazy I've got. I literally have tracksuit bottoms and shorts, and if I'm not wearing that,
do you and wifey ever get dressed up to go out, or do you guys just comfortable? We are the same way. I mean, we've been like that for a very long time, but we are as comfortable as possible, no matter where we go.
Oh shit! Long showers are coming too. Oh no, the fun times are still ahead. Oh boy.
No, that's no. You got a few years yet. I would have thought.
I hope so. I'm not ready. Yeah. I still want him to be my little boy. Like, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day about my daughter, because obviously my wife being pregnant, the kids have been, we told the kids at about week 5. It's week 14 now, so they've known for a little bit. And of course, the questions arise from how it happened and all that kind of stuff. Talk about Daddy had to go and fetch a seed, and he had to put it into Mummy. Not technically not a lie, just haven't elaborated. And they went to the scan, so they saw the baby kicking around and playing around and all that on the screen. So that was lovely. But I think them being involved at their age now, my daughter's 8 next week, 8 and 6. I think they're old enough that they're going to have memories of, all of this, and remembering going to the hospital and seeing it, and blah, 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 and raising it. I think that's quite a big thing that I didn't get to do. Katie didn't get to do. Both of our younger brothers are about 1.5 years younger. And Athena, my oldest, she's 1.5 years older than my son. So neither of them have had it. So this is going to be the first time any of us is witness and grows up with a baby in the house. So that'd be quite interesting.
That's kind of cool though, because you always hear the conversation of like, do you have kids close together, or do you how far apart do you wait? How many years do you wait? And I think it really just depends on one, how or not how, like if it's an oops planned, not whatever, but also like what timing works best for you. You know what I mean? Like, we're kind of back and forth on whether or not we're going to have another one, and it's always like, he's going to remember this. He's 8. And if we do, it could be within the next couple of years, like he'll be 10, you know what I mean? Like, so and then people are like, don't do that. He's 10, he's independent. He can do all these things. And then we're like, well, yeah. And that's also the really cool part for us now is that we can do so many things, and he needs so many things. He needs so much support. And with the way that our schedules are, we still have a lot of freedom. I have a lot of freedom to be able to do a lot of things with him. You know what I mean? And even with hers, because her days are much shorter than they used to be. You know what I mean? So like, we kind of have everything figured out. But then hearing you say that's like, yeah, it's going to be really cool to, like, my eldest brother got to see me and my middle brother grow up. My middle brother and I were very close in age and never got along.
Yes, fair.
But I did get to watch, like, because my eldest brother is 16 years older than me. I got to raise his kids.
Yeah.
Because he had his first kid, I think I was in 3rd grade. So I kind of got to be a part of his kids growing up. You know what I mean? So I kind of got to experience that with his kids. So that's going to be cool for you and for for your
Yeah.
kiddos to be
Oh,
able
congrats,
to.
Grant. I don't even think I got to say that to you. Congrats, dude. I'm excited for you, bro. All the love.
Mm.
Um,
And that's the thing. It's you only know what you know. Like you, all you got to do is just judge. Go by your best. Your best interest is for your family always. You don't even have to question that to yourself. Other people can think what they want. You've always got your family's best interest in mind. And if you feel as a partnership that it will be the right move for you, then and everything's taken care of. And like when you had little G, when you had before you had him, like you didn't know what would happen. You didn't know how it would be. You probably had your doubts. You had this, that, and the other. Shall we do this? Shall we do that? And now, years later, can you imagine a life without him?
Nope.
And you only
Not
know
even a
what.
little bit.
No. You probably.
Nope.
I scarcely remember what it was like before having kids. Obviously, I've got the memories of being a bit younger and less grey, but your way of thinking changes. Something changes in your brain when
and
you
it's
have
fun
kids.
too. You have this grandiose plan of what type of parent you're going to be and how you're going to rule your roost and all this shit. And
Good
then
luck.
the thing starts moving around the house on its own. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm screwed. Like, it's not going to go any kind of way that I want it to go at all.
Mm.
Okay, fine.
That's
But it's, yeah, he
Yeah.
would be a great big brother. That's what we think too. And
Mm.
it just, for us, it's just the fact that it was so hard to get him. It took us almost 2.5 years to get him. And she had to be on medicine to do it. And I don't really like that. And she probably have to do it again. But
And we decided that we weren't going to do IVF. We decided from the beginning, after I really got into the specialist and realized how much medicine I was going to have to be on with being with the fertility specialist for IUI, we made a decision that we were never going to do IVF. That just wasn't for us because she's like, they're going to put
too invasive.
so many, like you're going to have
she's
so
gonna
much
be on
hormones. And then the taking of the eggs, and then what happens to those eggs, and all, like it just so much invasive stuff that like we both were like, we're either gonna have a baby or we just can't have a baby. You know what I mean? Because it got to the point where we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to have one. I just could not get pregnant, and it was we just weren't sure. But it's funny, a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I follow on Instagram and stuff like that, a lot of them are having babies. And it's bringing up this memory of reading everything. Now, Jake, I don't know if I've ever asked you if you or your wife like read everything, all the books and stuff before your first baby got here. Like, did you guys ever do that? Because I did that. I read all these books, and then it's like, oh,
I did not.
You don't know shit.
No, it's not. It's theory. Do you have in the US before you take a driving test? Do you have a theory test and then the actual test itself, or do you just have like the practical in the car?
You have a permit test.
It's a written test. Yeah. They give you a written test. Yeah.
Yeah. So for all the will in the world, the written test is not actually about driving a car. It's to give you all the information to then apply if you need it when you have. But the test can't account for someone running out on the road on that particular road. It's the same with having a kid. Like all the theory in the world written down in books. This is what you should do. This is how a kid's going to be sometimes. No. But every single book, every single article, it always has the caveat of all children are different. This might not be for you. This is generally speaking.
Did we ever tell you the story of how I had to get IV fluids because my kid threw up out of his nose?
That was funny.
No, please do tell.
So my wife, it was like one of her first times back at her job after he might have been like 3 months old or something like that. And it was like one of my first times home alone with him.
And this job is like 30 minutes away, 35 minutes away. Like I'm a drive away. Yeah.
I'm home with a bunch of frozen breast milk and, some instructions on the refrigerator and this brand new thing that I have no idea what to do with. And I've never been home alone with. So he's eating or whatever, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, he's sick, something happens, and then he literally throws up, and the amount of milk that came out of his nose was unbelievable. It was, I didn't think something that small could have that much fluid in him anyway. And so I call her. I'm like, I'm going to the hospital. This kid he can't breathe. Like, to me, like, he's throwing up out of his nose. He can't breathe. So I'm like, we're going to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. So I throw him in the thing. We go to the.
Well, hold on. First, she calls and she's like, he threw up. And I said, okay, is he okay? And she's like, no, he's still throwing up. And I said, okay. And then she's like, it's coming out of his nose. Okay. Same thing. Can he breathe? Is he, like, all the questions that you asked your wife about the bee things? I'm asking her.
Panicking.
And she's like, no, he can't breathe. Call the doctor. And I said, well, if he can't breathe, I'm not calling the doctor. Go take him to the emergency room. And she's like, but I don't know what to do. Just call the doctor. I said, baby, listen to me. I know you're freaked out, but listen to me. If he cannot breathe, you need to take him to the hospital, and I'm on my way. I will be there as fast as I can. Now, mind you, I had her Jeep, her brand new Jeep Wrangler.
Nice.
Let's just say I drove that car quite fast to get back home.
By the time she gets
Excellent.
to us and the doctor sees him, she walks into the room that we're in the emergency room. I'm hooked up to an IV getting fluids because I'm like sweating, hyperventilating, panicking, and whatever. And this baby is just crawling around on me. Like,
amazing.
Just fine. Like, had all his color. He was like,
That's great.
He was chilling. And I had an IV in an arm, just laying there kind of with him, holding him like, yep. I've never taken care of, at that point, I had never taken care of anything under 4 years old, ever.
Yeah. No.
I was like, I didn't know they could do that.
No,
Like,
just volume. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's scientifically like unbelievable, isn't it? The volume. It's
it had
ridiculous.
both fake stuff on.
Good.
Yeah. But
yeah. It is worrying. You know, when the breathing thing will incite panic into anyone. Like that's
AOL, like internet. What's an AOL dish?
She was making fun of Jeremy.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Okay,
good. Make fun of Jeremy.
That's Jeremy's mad at us. We didn't invite him.
This might be whether it's a me thing, whether it's a dad thing, whether it's just a general thing. On some people have it, some people don't. I don't know. Whenever, this might be a defense mechanism. Whenever I'm in a crisis, my heart rate goes down and I'm just chill. And I'm like, right, what are we doing then? It's just. Is
that a dude thing?
It has to be a
dude thing.
It has to be a dude thing.
And it's not conscious. It's not a decision I make. It's not like it's go, right, I'm going to be the tough man. I'm going to be dad. It's just for whatever reason, it just goes, and it's like calm. It's like I've found my role. It's like, oh, it's my time to shine. This is the only thing that I can do well. So it's just like, oh, relax. Right, you go and grab that, please. You, Athena, yeah, you go and get a little bag for me. I'll take my son to the car. I'll meet you there in 2 minutes, shall I? Okay, bye now. And then, everyone else is going mad. It's like, and it just, you know, it's fine. But then the day after, there's this dump of like completely flat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
After something like that, it's just this complete dump of adrenaline, whatever it would be, hormonally, you're just fucked. Like, and your endocrine system's just shattered. And I was thinking the other day, I said to my wife about this. I'm sorry, John. I was thinking of names earlier for this, and I've thought of a name for when you're on your own because I couldn't make it to become Yon.
That's awesome.
With you as like Posh Spice. Yeah, the adrenaline dump. So, but yeah, the what was all about? Yeah, the day after.
Adrenaline dump of yeah.
But this is what I was thinking about. We're watching Vikings. We finished this Viking series. I don't know if I said about we've been watching it. We've moved on. Yeah, we've moved on now to the Last Kingdom. So we're onto a different. It's different series. Moved back onto that, and we're going through it. I think we're on series 3 again now. Although Squid Game's came out yesterday, Friday. So the third series.
Get into that. I tried.
I've got to.
I've seen Vikings and Last Kingdom like 8,000 times. I love those ones.
Do you know Cookham, by the way? You know the fortress that Uhtred moves into? It's his thing. I used to live like 5 minutes from Cookham, like where I used to live. And when that came on, I was like, oh my God, it's Cookham. So we just went down there and we hovered around and just like, hey, we're Uhtred. Anyway, where were we? Yeah. So can you imagine that style of warfare, right? Where with the swords and the arrows and the men and the fighting and the rah. Can you imagine the day after, like the dump that they felt? Like you are at the worst place possible, war, and I think people have forgotten this when we're talking about what's going on. I hate politics to get into it, but when we're talking about war, like Palestine and Iran and everything like that, people forget what war is. It's by definition the worst thing that can happen to humans. Literally, nothing's worse than war. War is where the extreme is for humanity. People forgotten that, and they're moaning about stuff that goes on during war, rightly. But when there's war, that's the kind of shit that happens. It's part of it. It's not doesn't excuse it, but it is part of war. It's just what it is. And I think people have forgotten that. Did you see that, Matey Boy? There's this rapper at Glastonbury yesterday. Do you know Glastonbury? It's this big music festival in the UK. It's like one of the biggest in the world, and they take over this little village in Somerset. They talk about pirates, but it's massive. Jay-Z was there about 10 years ago. Beyonce's done it. They headline, and there's like 10 different stages. They've got an EDM stage, a rock stage, a comedy stage. It's fucking massive.
Oh, is that where what's his face, Louis Capaldi, like
yes.
had? Okay, so does he have Tourette's? Does he have seizures?
Do you know
what he has?
I think he's got a few things.
Yeah.
Like,
so I saw that clip where he went to he went to this festival. Sorry, babe. Sorry, I was trying to. Sorry.
So I think he was there
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And then I think he just made it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just made it back this year or whatever.
Yeah. So there's like, they always have like an artist from yesteryear. So it'll be like a nostalgic one. So I think Rod Stewart was there this year. And it's like they'll get giant artists like that go there.
Yeah, that's him.
But it started off as a hippie thing, like back in the day. And it's like, you know,
like a Woodstock for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But so anyway, there's these rap. They always have like a big rap artist one every year now that they bring across, and I think Jay-Z was the first one to do it, and then since then it's like every year they have a rap artist. But there's this guy that performed yesterday, and he started a chant of death to the IDF.
Okay.
Yeah, death to the IDF, and like some of the crowd were cheering along with him. And the British police have now got involved as hate speech. So he's probably going to go down for inciting racial hatred, or whatever the term is. But yeah, not ideal. Like
you can say whatever you want, and like that's fine. Like fine, say whatever you want. If you incite a riot, like go to jail. If you incite violence, go to jail. If you whatever, go to jail. I just. If you're the type of person that wishes death on anybody, that's tough for me. You know what I mean? Okay, and don't take away like your mom gets killed, your dad gets killed, your kid gets killed, some shit like that. Okay, fine. Yeah, like that. I get that. Whatever. But just to sit here and be like, I'm on this side of the political aisle, so I'm going to wish death on all the people that my political aisle is against. Like, I just can't with that.
And yeah, my client got back 2 nights ago. So my PT client Karen, who was in the IDF when she was younger, and got withdrawn medically for injuries. She was in Tel Aviv. She got there 2 nights before all the shit kicked off recently. So she was stuck there. She was in a safe room during some of the day. She couldn't go out. This, that, and the other. I've been talking to her most days, pretty much on and off. She got back a couple of nights ago, and I've had a couple of training sessions with her the last couple of days, and it's amazing how the people that are actually involved, that have, she's got two nephews that are serving in Gaza Strip. Like she's there. Her family are there. Possibly as neutral as you could get on the matter.
Yeah.
Understanding the history of it, understanding that this was a necessary evil, the lesser of two evils that had to happen to push certain things in and certain things out. But they hate the fact that people are dying. That they all hate it. All the Israelis, they don't like it. All the people in the IDF. Do you think the people in the IDF want to be going into a war zone? It's not their idea of fun. And yet this twat on a stage, nice, safe and sound, on a stage, around with, I think it's close to 300,000 people in the crowd, chanting for the death of people. It's this complete ignorance that goes with it, of the youth. I'm not saying all young people, but it's they know better than history. They know better than everyone. And I get the intent, but I can't help but think it's just a little bit of, yay, I'm on this team, rather than actually understanding shit and having a nuanced conversation.
They have no idea what death to somebody means.
No,
it's not a video game. You can't just respawn and start moving around again.
Yeah.
They have absolutely, and they probably never experienced it, or like they don't know how permanent it actually is, and they're still in that bubble of like nothing can happen to me. Like, you know, when you're 20, 21, 22, 23, and you just go do whatever because you're like, fuck, I'm gonna live forever. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Like, your mortality hasn't been challenged yet.
No.
And so it's crazy. Because we even have kids running around here now. We just had it's a little sports bar around here that's it's very much for the locals that are around here. Like, after work, you get off, you go sing karaoke, watch your favorite sports team, and have a beer or whatever. I haven't been there in years, but my uncle goes a lot with his wife and their friends, and they sing karaoke, whatever. It was just literally robbed at gunpoint the other day.
Right.
That is literally something that we've never had to be afraid of.
No.
And then the same, I guess, group or two people or whatever did the same thing last night to an old folks home. There was like an elderly gentleman that was getting home to his, like, what is it, a senior center or something like that?
Something, yeah.
And same dude robbed him at gunpoint for whatever little bit he had in his wallet, and it's happening out here now. And it's just, it can happen anywhere. And they just don't understand that. Like, you're safe and sound on your stage, singing to people and talking to people. There's going to be one day where you're walking around, some shady shit's going to happen to you or someone, you know. It's just, it's going to happen.
Well, it goes back to that whole conversation of, like, these platforms. You know, we've talked about that before. Like, everybody's got a platform now. Do you always use these platforms for, because in this particular conversation, political statements? You know what I mean? Like, or do you go and put on a show because the world can be brought together with a show? Like, are you trying to be part of?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you trying to be a part of everybody coming together, or do you want to be a part of the division?
It's the difference between problem-based and solution-based people. So I love solution-based people. People that do all the thinking before they talk. And like, if you have someone that runs in, I'm trying to get my kids to think on these lines anyway. They'll come running in and they'll say something like, "Oh no, my bike tire's flat. My bike tire is flat." Okay. And what do you want to do? Yeah, what now? Oh, well, I can't ride it. Okay. What do you want to do? Can we blow it up? Yeah. Why didn't you just come in and say that? I don't want the fucking problem. Just come to me for the solution, or with a solution, and let's roll with it. And I get not everyone can be problem orientated, but they can to an extent. You don't have to. And what you're saying there, Colleen, is that guy on stage. What value is he adding?
Yeah.
What he thinks, and he's completely undermined his own value there. because basically what he said is, I can't do fucking anything. I'm useless. And all I can do is just scream and just say death to people. That's my value. Brilliant. Well done. You've really contributed towards that. Well done, you. Whereas the people, the people that will actually contribute and add value will most of the time not really do much of the talking.
I say they don't really say much, do they?
No, they go about their way and get things done on the side, and they find their own value. How can I help? And that's a question you want people to say. How can I help? Brilliant, cool. You can do this. Great, go and do it then. Rather than highlighting problems that are already highlighted. You don't need to keep highlighting problems. It's fine. The adults are in the room. We've got it covered. We know there's a problem. How are you going to help to this?
Yeah.
And that's what social media seems to have promoted.
Rather than
rather than people having solutions to stuff.
Yep. Original Steve Miller, people suspected he was an ignorant fool. He just confirmed it for the world. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But it's like you were saying, Jake. I mean, I see that in myself, in my growth or whatever, is going from living in this problem mindset to there's always a problem, and the problem is the biggest important thing, and we need to understand. And I know this goes kind of back to the conversation I think we were having with Jeremy the other day of like, women, we need to understand every single layer as to why something is that way. But I think in growth, I'm like, like family shit, like what, like, okay, fine, everybody's there's a problem, we get it, everybody knows there's a problem. What are we doing to fix it? Where are we going from here? I don't have the time or the energy to sit in the problem anymore, and I hear this with some of my friends, like when it does come to like the world is ending, I'm like, but what can you do? What can we do right now that's moving away from, do you want to be part of the problem? Is that what you're telling me? You want to follow suit of said problem, or do you want to do something different? Because that's part of the solution to the problem. Because I'm not fueling the problem, because I'm not participating in the problem to create it to make it a bigger problem. I'm doing other things and making other choices to be part of the solution, as minute and small as they might be. I'm still part of the solution, not pouring gasoline onto the problem.
And I'm glad you said gasoline, because the analogy I was trying to think about in my head was a fire. So the people that you want helping with a fire are the people that stay quiet and have the hoses and actually go in and sort it out, not the people screaming outside going fire. Like, fuck off. We can see there's a fire. Off your trot. And I get it, things need to be highlighted, but it's just one of those. And I think there's a reason why younger people tend to go left, is because they are calling for change, but they know they have no power. Whereas the older people hold the power, and that's why they lean to the right, because they have all the power and they are in control of everything. And to let go of that control would be detrimental to them to an extent.
Ooh,
so
I
they
disagree with you on that a little bit.
In what way?
I always thought that younger kids that lean to the left, like that, those 18 to 20 somethings or whatever, is because they don't have anything yet. They don't have anything to worry about yet.
That's what I mean.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
They don't
so
have a spouse. They don't have a kid. They don't own property.
There's no power. That's what he's
Oh,
saying.
okay.
There's no responsibilities. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's literally about them, just them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the center of the universe.
Okay.
And they've got nothing. All they've got is their ideas. So, and because of that, left-leaning politics tends to be ideals and that'd be lovely, and dreamland. And I think as you get older, you actually have control of things. You actually have assets. You have family to look after, and you appreciate the fact that the right-leaning side of things is actually what keeps things going and afloat. And you give power from the right to the left, and from older to younger. We hand over power. Which is why it's important for both sides to be heard. Otherwise, you just have older people in control all the time
of everything.
And you don't want that. But but what's frustrating is now we're a truly global, like, we're nearly there. We're nearly at a globe. We're nearly a world
all together. Yeah.
whether or not social media has done anything positive, it's broken down a lot of barriers and it's made this available, an option. And there's a lot that goes towards it. But a lot of people are under the impression that they should and need to be heard by everyone. And it's just really not the case. It's, we've all got, I'm not going to come on here and try and talk about economics or law or American football or that. I know fuck all about it and I don't want to talk about it because it's not my forte. But if you want to talk about CrossFit and health and fitness, I'm here. I'm in the game. I've got skin in the game and I will talk about it. I've got an audience for that. And I love being in an audience for that. But other than that, and, social media side of it, Colleen, you said about using your platform and using your influence on people. We're all influencers in some respect, but using your influence to be, for the positive and to be constructive and add value and to be accountable and to demonstrate good value sets and, move people forward rather than stagnate. I can't do that. I don't know what to say. Like my Instagram and my Facebook is just memes and fucking pictures of my wife and my kid.
You don't want to do that. You go on Instagram and you see Instagram is kind of how I learned what I didn't want to be. Like it was a whole scenario of just reading through, and I had never read through comments. And then all of a sudden, 5 years ago, I started reading through comments. And the best one for me, and I was going to talk about this. I will talk about it with Jeremy too. But the one thing for me, aside from the men playing in women's sports thing that really hit me hard was when like Black people were calling for allies. Like they were calling for white people to stand up for them and be there with them and march with them and do all this stuff with them. And then white people did, especially white women did. And then they were like, don't think you're a white savior. Don't think you're now I don't care. Yeah. I'm not doing shit. Like I'm just going to sit over here. I'm going to look at my little dog memes. I'm going to watch fucking weird ass men jumping off of buildings trying
whatever memes you guys send.
I'll look at the shiwi. I'll look at that shit. Like
I don't
then
know.
fuck it. I'm not trying to do shit else. Like that's it. Fine.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's fun time.
Yeah. Like so I don't really go to social media to see all the pundits like on YouTube or whatever and kind of try to catch a.
Here, let's break the tension.
Here we go.
What do you call lesbians in a closet? A liquor cabinet. What do you call two lesbians? A liquor cabinet.
The reaction.
You're
amazing.
Oh, hey, do you remember did you see the reel that Sev put up the other day of the UFC, like where the woman was trying, like she was an EMT or something and her ass couldn't fit through the cage or some shit like that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
She was carrying the guy on a stretcher or something, wasn't she?
My IG algorithm said, hold my beer.
Oh, here we go.
So.
Oh, is it? Oh, Jesus. Oh. Shit. I mean, he's got a helmet on.
Just the ass burn that has to come from that is insane. Yo, like I can't.
Oh, I like that burger thing on the comments.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, here's this one. Wait, where is this one? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, not good. I've got a bit of chafage to say this evening.
My IG was like, nah, I got you on this one, homie. Here you go. Here's a better one.
I do like it when your algorithm just takes an ever so slight shift.
Yep.
Tyler's been sending me and Jon some memes, some clips on Instagram. We getting on like a house on fire.
Oh, word.
It's good.
Yeah. Do you want to do some we can do some end of Pride Month questions. This was.
Do I get to ask? All right.
You can definitely ask me, but hold on. This is. I just want to show you this real quick because I also have this question and I need someone with, gay authority to answer this shit.
Basically, it has like 6 additional colors that represent the transgender and non-binary community. And the thing is, they had gay pride outside my house, and I was watching it. Everybody had like the new gay flag. They're waving it around, which is dope. Then I saw some people with the old gay flag. Is that like the gay Confederacy? I just want to make sure. It's like, I don't want to fuck with dated views. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see the regular gay flag, I'm just assuming they're like, things were great until they came along. That's scary, dude. What if there's like a gay civil war? Which would end up being a dance party. Y'all see new gay flag?
I was like, oh my God, are we the gay Confederacy?
So the new bit.
I don't know, the yellow and the circle thing. I have no idea.
There's brown. There's like is there a black and then a brown and then a?
Yes.
Yeah.
People of
What
color.
Why are they on there?
They don't know either. They didn't ask to be on there. They didn't want to be on there.
But they're not. Huh?
They tried to join all of the minorities together so that we would be like an army of whatever ridiculousness, and we all were like, nah, we're good, thanks, appreciate it.
That's mental. Is that actually what that is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They must be fuming.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. Black people don't subscribe to that shit. Like a traditional
The circle
I don't know what the circle is.
intersex.
What's that? Because
Intersex
I'm into
people?
sex. Am I on there?
Well, they brought straight men into the group too. Here we go.
In 2018, the Pride progressive flag added black, brown, light blue, pink, and white triangle stripes to advocate for progress while highlighting inclusion of transgender and LGBTQI plus A people of color.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So hang on.
Yeah, the TISM crowd doesn't want to be in it either. CrossFat, you right?
So the black line, is that just black people that are on LGBT?
No.
No, it's supposed
just
to be
all,
people of
Just
color.
people.
It's just all.
Yep.
What?
And they don't want it neither. Like,
There's 15 pride flags.
Fuck off.
There's the
15?
original pride flag, the 6-color pride flag, the Philadelphia pride flag, the transgender flag, the new progress pride flag,
the MAPS flag,
the non-binary flag. Oh, I probably should just show you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sliding this down by myself.
Thanks very much.
Sorry. Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
All right.
1977.
That's the cool one.
1978.
That's where we were together.
That's classic.
I don't know what this shit is. Oh, that was
This is Philadelphia flag.
Philadelphia pride flag. Yeah.
More color, more pride. Small.
So basically, that's when they tried to
People of color.
to get people of color to subscribe to this.
Right.
Transgender flag, 1999.
Which, by the way, go back to that for a second.
What's the white bit?
Look, no, hold on. Go back to this because the pink is for girls, the blue is for young boys, and
what's the white?
Them being together.
The white stands for those who are intersex, transitioning, or those who don't feel identified with any gender.
What's it?
Oh yeah, you wanted to know what intersex.
Is that when you go in and out of one from the other? Like inter means like.
I think I don't know.
When you go from one to the other.
I don't know what any of the letters of this shit means except for LGBT. Like that's it. I know what those.
At this point, I've got no opinion on any of this shit until it starts affecting me, and at the moment, none of it does. It's purely. I just want to understand. Like, I want to know what all this stuff means. If a new flag comes out and like my mate has it on his window, I'll be like, "Oh, what's that?" And then if he says like, "I don't know," it's the my team. I'm like, what does it mean? Like, I don't know.
Intersex people with who are intersex have genitals, chromosomes, or reproductive organs that don't fit into a male-female sex binary. Their genitals might not match their reproductive organs, or they may have traits of both. Being intersex may be evident at
Right.
birth, childhood, or later in adulthood.
And that's the one that the boxer has.
Nope,
was at the end.
nope, he's a dude. They just proved that. He's a dude.
Oh,
He is not a
Right.
girl at all. He's got
right. So it's when you've got a devil's button, but you've got testicles.
yeah.
Right.
Well,
okay.
no, I think you either have a what is it, a micro penis?
A micro penis
and some ovaries or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, okay. Oh, the
right,
whole micro
transgender.
penis thing's so
Yeah,
sad.
this is the new one. This
New
is the
Right.
one.
progress
This is
flag.
this circle thing. What's that?
Alright,
I don't
hold
care
on.
about the rest.
It looks like a Caribbean flag.
which probably sucks for them.
Yeah. St. Lucia are like, damn you.
Colors of the trans flag: black and brown stripes. Queer.
Didn't we just
Oh,
rename?
represent the queer and trans identities of black and brown
Queer's a
people.
funny
I still don't know
word.
what queer is. I have no
Growing
idea.
up, queer was like,
It was a slur.
yeah. Well, originally, obviously, it just meant different, didn't it? Like Oscar Wilde used it a lot, and then, but then it
But queer
became,
was what you called gay people to make them feel
yeah,
like shit.
like, yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
anything you wanted to be called.
yeah. And now
I guess the stripes also represent people living with AIDS, and the circle was for intersex.
what two stripes? Sorry, which two stripes
Yeah.
were AIDS?
They're
The
part
modern-
of it, just with the stripes.
So they don't even know what they're doing. They don't even
But
know
what?
which.
Hey, what color stripes were AIDS?
Oh, right here. The black and brown ones, I guess.
Oh
In
dear.
this section right here.
So they put AIDS with people of color. That's amazing. Oh, God.
Why not put a big Freddie Mercury mustache on the front of it?
I hate this so much. This is so annoying.
Non-binary
Oh, dear.
flag, intersex flag, asexual flag.
What's asexual? Is it when you
like
don't have
sex.
you don't like sex? Well, just why do you like flags? I'm-
Everybody wants a flag.
Can I have a flag for not liking flags?
Everybody.
you have you have to have a representation for every goddamn thing.
Bisexual flag, pansexual flag.
Aren't those
What's-
are the same
what's-
fucking thing?
Who
It's
feel
the same-
attracted to a person without thinking about gender.
Same thing as bisexual. Same shit.
Yeah.
We have a
that's
flag,
crazy.
honey. Lesbian flag.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Colleen, you're at the top. Look. There you go, that's the top.
I don't want to be pink or purple. Thank you very
Right.
much. I'll be that.
Oh wait, no,
What does any of that mean?
honey,
Some lesbians-
these don't represent us because these represent the lipstick lesbians.
Nope. Negative.
Oh, and it's at the exclusion of butch lesbians.
Yeah,
There you
we-
go.
Yeah.
I was left out.
Yep, exclusion of butch lesbians, but no other flag has as much popularity as this one. No, I'm not either because I'm not a lipstick lesbian either.
No, ew,
That's
gross.
not our flag.
Oh, what's that? What is an
What?
abros-
I don't know.
Is that-
I've never
you're
even
into
heard that word,
magicians?
dude.
You
I'm
find
going to
magicians
be-
attractive?
What is it?
Refers to an individual whose sexuality is changing or fluid. Someone who could be gay one day, then asexual the next, then polysexual the next.
Oh, bisexual.
Yeah.
Why is there this
yeah.
all the same shit? It's the same thing.
Gay men's pride flag.
Okay.
I'm sure they didn't want blue. I'm sure
Gay
they wanted the
men's
pink.
pride.
They should switch the gay men's pride flag to the lesbians' pride
Hetero.
flag.
Wait, Jake,
What's
you have a
this?
Oh, you
flag.
have a flag.
Oh, and it looks like a prison outfit. Okay. Unbelievable. Great.
You're the colonizer, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Unbelievable.
I mean, but you have a
Uh-oh.
flag, right? That's not
Yeah, I don't
important.
want a
Oh
flag.
shit. Oh,
I've got
hey
one.
clock, what's up? My
Drag.
personal
What?
flag.
Drag feather. Of course, they're over the top.
Drag pride flag.
You know drag queens don't like that flag. Stop it. Maverick?
I was creating.
Did they just kill Top Gun
To,
for me?
to describe their gender. The term combines the English word non-binary or a binary gender with significant
My bad,
gendered
cross that.
experiences, but is neither male nor female.
What?
Bi-gender. What the fuck is bi-gender?
I don't know.
Is this-
This is so dumb.
Are all of these like
Just do what you
emojis on
wanna
my
do.
phone?
Gray sexual. What's gray sexual?
You like old people?
You're attracted to Savon.
Gender flex. Demi boy pride flag.
What's
this?
Demi boy? Oh, I like
Straight
that
ed-
one.
This one. This
What's
is
that?
yours.
Straight ally flag. That
There-
means you like us.
There you go. There's your flag.
I
The last
prefer
one.
that. I
There you
prefer
go.
that.
There you go.
Last one. All right.
All right,
my
let's
head
go.
hurts.
Yeah, we're done
Right.
too.
My
Yeah,
head
Megan,
hurts.
I feel you. This is kind of stupid.
Oh no, I think didn't Jan say he's coming to hang out soon?
Oh, is he?
I don't know.
I don't know. We're being
Yeah.
stupid now and playing clips and being ridiculous. Uh, is one of the rules to pick ugly colors? Fair.
Is there one that you only find certain types of people attractive? Or is that different from the gender and sex thing?
I think all of them mean the same thing. It just means you're attracted to fucking
Yeah.
people. Like it's so.
Yeah.
What else can you be attracted? I
Right.
mean, unless they're gonna have an animal one or like a car one or some shit. Like
That's the French flag.
Oh, shit. Oh god.
There was a documentary a little like I'm talking probably 20 years ago now.
God, I'm
There's this
tired.
French woman who, you know, when you get these people that are clearly something, they've had trauma or something's wrong, they're wired slightly differently, and they find inanimate objects,
Yeah.
sexually attractive. This woman married the Eiffel Tower,
Shut up.
and there's a whole documentary about her, and she spends the night and she rubs herself on the Eiffel Tower and
Oh my
like
God.
has sex
Nope,
with it and
never
stuff.
going. Never
Well,
going. I wanted
It
to
is
go. Now I don't want
mental. And
I'll
there's
take
the
a
guys.
picture of the Eiffel Tower,
We'll keep
not
the
her,
distance.
but like the Eiffel Tower during the daytime. That's
There's
it.
There
guys
was
that are like,
one- Go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
so there's a guy that's with his car, and then there's this, and his car had to get scrapped. We had to get rid of it, and it was like distraught. It was as if like his wife had died, and he had to get a new car. But he's got pictures of his old car in an album, and he's talking about it as if he's crying because this car's gone, and his new car's not as good. But it's fucking like, and they mean it,
Mhm.
genuine.
Mhm.
It's
No,
Yeah, Strange Addiction. There's a show like that. There was
that-
I think it was a woman. She was married to one
Yes,
of those
Megan.
those carnival rides. Those like
Fucking
the
hell.
ones that like pop open for the carnival and then they they
Yeah.
close because they travel. Yeah, she was married and she said for like 15 years. I'm like, what?
Nope.
What?
fuck. Scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Their brain has convinced them that that's the reality they're living in.
Hmm.
That is nuts, and I'm worried about the whole AI girlfriend thing. 'Cause-
Yeah.
and so there's a question then. Obviously, now I can't ask you. Would
Why?
well, you're lesbians?
Oh, I thought you
I-
said you can't ask us.
No, I
was like,
can't ask you
oh,
because
okay.
so straight men will find in AI women what they want without the physical contact, of course,
Mhm.
but they can control and they can navigate and they can design them online and all that stuff. I don't know whether a heterosexual woman would find value in a male online AI thing. I don't know.
Megan, how do you answer that?
Because men are very but men are very visual, aren't they? And you know, with making love,
Yes.
and obviously some women are as well. But I don't know if because men like erotica just goes straight over men's head. Like I used to love that. Like not when I was a kid, but you'd like the whole thing. If you'd be around the pool on holiday, and there'd be like an old woman, like in her 50s, just sat there with like an erotic Danielle Steele novel, and you're like,
Oh yeah, I remember all those.
just to
don't-
take a dip now and again
our-
in the pool.
I don't think straight women would get into AI all that much.
Mm.
I can't. I don't see it. I don't because we like human interaction. We can't just. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, maybe there's a market for it. I see more where there's a market for it for men because men are more into porn just in general.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, strange. But I can't remember where we're going. But yeah, but just, will that?
yeah, there you go. No,
No.
straight women
So
do not do that.
no.
No
Interesting.
value in an AI man.
I think they could be.
I
Like, apparently, men are useless and don't do anything around the house. So there's
mean, maybe
no
AI
difference.
men will help or talk to your emotions better than a real life man. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
Yeah,
You
I
always
mean-
talk to my emotions correctly. Thank you, Jake.
Potentially, potentially true there. It's funny, not funny, but I very rarely do I talk seriously on Instagram or on here. And a few days ago, I started looking into male suicide rates because it was coming up to the end of Men's Mental Health Awareness Month and blah blah blah. And I heard, and I had to double check it and triple checked it, and then used a UK data source as well. And more men die from suicide than breast cancer in women. And that's in the UK for any age group and the US. So more men are opting out and killing themselves than women die of breast cancer. And I had no idea it was that amount, like that size. And I don't know about you guys over there because I'm not privy to your TV and media. But there's so much, quite rightly, there's been a big push about breast cancer awareness and women getting checked and going and that and screenings and understanding that it's okay to talk about it and that kind of thing. And I used it as an example of a comparison about just sheer numbers. Yeah, it's very different. I think women attempt suicide just as much, sometimes if not more, I think, than men in certain age groups, but they're not lethal. So they don't go down the lethal route, whereas men go down instantly down to the lethal one and it's done. So they actually go through with it.
Young girls, I think so, and I think it's more of a cry for help than it is for
right. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and over the years, I've had a couple of mates that have done it, and it's not so much worrying, but it's more you get reminded because Topsy came up as the guy that was a L1 a seminar staff guy. He committed suicide in March. He had his workout was the workout of the day on CrossFit.com on Friday, and kind of came and went. And every time something comes up like that, I'm reminded that I'm not really doing much towards it. I'm not really helping. Yeah, McCoy. So his nickname's Topsy. Yeah. So the workout's called Topsy. It's designed by the guys at CrossFit, I think Portsmouth or Plymouth, where he was based. But
2022, 39,273. 23 deaths per 100,000. 4 times higher in men than women. And then, like you said, the lethal, usually firearms, accounting for around 60% for men in 2021.
Yeah.
But in 2023, men die by suicide 3.8 times more often than women.
Right.
Hey, Carl. Yeah, it is a serious problem. Yeah, for sure.
And the thing is, like, it's such a there's a lot of nuance to this. It's not just a black and white problem. It's not just a medical thing that we can find a cure for. It's a deep seated psychological problem. Societally, we can make an impact. Potentially, we can change the way that we communicate and talk. But I was talking to one of my mates about it, a mate the other day. We're talking about my mate that sadly did it, if you think about like the role that men play in modern society, I think that masculine, let's call it masculine for now, that role that men historically played. It was for glory. It was for, they'd usually, most of the time throughout history, would go off to war or would be called upon to be physical and act and protect. And throughout all of history, there's this term, it's for glory. When if you died in war or at battle, you would die a glorious death. It would be glorious to die. So there was this thing that went with it. And we don't, it's still, that hasn't, I don't think much of that's changed. I don't think the male psyche needs to protect. Yeah, like CrossFat's just said, protect and provide. And men, that's built in us. It's like when, like, seeing my wife have a kid. She was a mum. It was built in her. Her DNA was expressed fully when she became a mum. And like I talked about earlier, when crises come around, or I need to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and go to work every day or whatever to provide, I love that. It's when I become dad, I become me. That's when my genes express fully and I become me and I feel good and I'm whole and I'm me again. But when I don't have that, when I don't feel that role, when I don't feel like I'm protecting and providing, I'm like a jellyfish. I'm floating around doing nothing. And I can see where that would lead in men that don't have anything, any feeling of purpose or providing for anything, and and protecting anything. And I think it's not like we need a solution. There's no solution for it other than not letting the men, do it in the first place. But you're not going to stop people from doing it. But you can educate people. You can, from grassroots, talk to your kids maybe differently, the way that you're growing up. And I'm really worried that the whole.
Are you trying to tie this up with the whole AI and like porn
Yeah,
situation? Because
well, AI thing as well, but the flag thing as well.
yeah,
I think people are just lost. People don't know what to do. There's no, that protect and provide thing is gone in men. That, who are they doing that for? Women are battling their own battles and they're having to face different things now. And I can't speak for women, but like, I'm very fortunate. My wife loves being a mum. She loves being at home. She loves living in the kitchen. Like she's just the classic mum. She went to the Olympics as an athlete when she was young. She did all of the sport thing and she's enjoyed that. That was chapter 1 of her life. But now I feel so lucky that I've got a traditional, wife that
say a traditional wife, like that's it's cool.
That
she smiles because she's trying to break all my past traumas so that I will also be a traditional. she's gotten me there a little bit.
But you've got to want it. Like if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. But I'm just saying, as my wife Katie, she is that way, and she's in, her mum's like that as well, and it's been passed on. And some people are like that, some people aren't. But
yeah, I think that is too, and I think there's a lot of messaging telling women that if they do want to be a traditional wife, that's not enough either. And so, like, there's messaging telling men that if they are a traditional man, that's misogynistic and there's toxic masculinity there. And if you tell a woman that, if she's a stay-at-home mom and cooks for her husband, you saw the talk we had with Dents. That's immediately where they go. Like, if you want to shame someone, tell them to go stay home, tell a woman to stay home with her. And it's like, why is that shameful?
Yeah.
You can do it. Like, I get that there are women out there and families out there because of the economy and whatever that can't do it. But if there's a woman out there that wants to and can, and her man is chill, then stop making her feel like shit and stop making him feel like shit for wanting his wife to stay home, take care of his kids and be home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're right, CrossFat.
I'm drawing a lot of parallels here, but I talked a little while ago about like the monarch role and having a king. Like, historically, like, our country still has one, obviously. The role that they play is purely aesthetic and rhetoric and historic and cultural and that kind of thing. But when I was younger, I was so against it. It was, they're just freeloaders. They take what they want, this, that, and the other. But the two things about that. One is And I'm drawing. This might not sound straight away, and it's probably a little bit leaking waters in places. It's not quite watertight, but the way that our monarch is set up, they're in charge of all of the armed forces. If shit hit the fan, the government were needing to be overthrown, the monarch could do that because they're in charge of the armed forces. Any massive legal changes, anything that goes tits up via the government or there's tyranny on the horizon, the monarch can fucking get rid of them. They've got the power to do that. It's sort of like a constitution. It's sort of a protection against tyranny in some respects. But that's another thing. Like I said, it's not quite watertight, that theory, but there you go. So, because they have no other power. They're consultants. They are the head of our country that only has the survival and the flourishing of our country in mind. It's literally what they're in charge of. They want that. Whereas the governments that you come in, they're after money, they're after power, they're after as much as they can before they get out. The monarch's already at the top. They've got no need to do all that shit. They're already there. So they want it. And during the wars and during really hard times, the prime minister, the person in charge, goes and sits with the monarch and consults them. And the monarch kind of directs them for the country, the better of the country. Anyway.
Yeah, I think they listen to the monarchy, though. Like, you think Queen Elizabeth was sitting there going, hey, the people want this, do this for the people. And the prime ministers were like, okay.
There is a lot of input from the monarchy about like direction. That it was influence rather than telling them what to do. It wasn't an order, it was influence. It was
then obviously King Charles has no influence whatsoever right now.
Yeah, but this is why we need a younger monarch. But historically, the monarchs would lead at the front. They were in charge of the art. They would lead at the front of the horses going into battle. It was like they were the boy, you know, they were the man. Anyway, moving away from that, the king or the monarch figure, I used to think that they were the most happy person. They had it all. They were so happy. They got to rule over everyone. It's such a shit life. What a shit existence that is. You're at the top of the heap and all you've got is people demanding shit from you. You're a pawn. The king or queen is utterly a pawn. They're at the mercy of the country. They're not in charge. They have nothing. They've got nothing going on. They are in charge. They're leaders, or they have historically been, that are there for life. You don't get out of that shit. You're there until you get killed or you die. And heavy is the crown. And I think with parents in the house, it's a tough job being a parent. And the leader role in the house, although there are roles that certain people take the lead on, there's certain jobs and certain things that both male and female do better than the other. It's just in us. And we talked about this before.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think that's I don't think that saying that, like, I don't think it's a bad thing to say that there's certain things that men just do and there are certain things that women just do. I don't think that I don't think that makes the women in the relationship any less than, or the man in the relationship. Oh fuck.
Oh my god, talking about queens.
Let's
Yes.
go. Hey.
Yes, queen.
Let's go.
Oh, I'm really
got
warm.
My gay top on as well.
Yeah, you do. I was gonna say that. And
We were looking at flags earlier.
Yeah,
I was watching on the drive home.
Oh wait, let me ask. Since you guys are all here, and if Dents is still in the chat, well, everybody, I'd love to hear what everybody thinks about this. Just one more thing about CrossFit, because they've been talking about this the entire time too. It's not just the whole thing about minimum work. I'm trying to get serious, and Jake is deep throating his microphone. It's fine.
He's been talking very seriously for like the last 7-ish minutes. He needs to.
No, well, what do you think about the minimum work requirements, right? They also talked about that the other day, where in the swim from that event from last year, if they got out of the water, their event was
got on a boat or something like
that.
Like,
or got on a paddle board or something, their CrossFit Games was over.
Right.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the minimum work requirement basically came from that pegboard event with what's her face,
Right.
like
Yeah, it was
slapping her.
Katrin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah,
think
you
in a situation like a swim event that there shouldn't be a minimum work requirement? I would be okay with that.
The minimum work requirement should have been get your feet wet. Like, because there was a run before, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you complete the run, you get your feet wet, you've done the minimum requirement, you got to the
Yeah.
run, and then you just don't get a time for the swim. You get a tie break when you get into the water. Something on those lines. I wouldn't have done if you don't finish the swim, you're done at the games. It's a little
No, you
bit.
obviously just get you just. I would just say you don't get points for that. You just
Mm.
become dead last if you don't
'Cause
finish it.
Because I would even say I don't even give remember when Rich fell off the rope and Dave was like, "Hey, he can't do a rope climb. He can't win the game."
Yeah.
Who cares if he can't climb a rope? If he has enough points and won the points, then he
Yeah.
won the freaking games. If Frazier, there was a couple times where Frazier could have sat out the last 2 events and he would have won anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If he wants to sit out the last 2 events, he sits out the last 2
And
events.
Abachi.
I don't get it. If the rule of if it's how many points that you have to get throughout the weekend to be the fittest person on the planet, and other people it takes them 10 events, but it only takes you 7.
Mm.
I can see it from both points though, because if let's say I'm not a good swimmer and I know the swim's going to fuck me up, and I just
For what
decide,
too?
yeah, if I just decide to run and then get my feet wet and then be like, nah, do you know what? I'm just going to fucking sit out the swim. I'll take dead last, but I know I'm going to be fresher than all these other cunts that have just had to do the swim.
Yeah.
Mm.
I see it from both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fatigue. You need the because then this is the thing when what we all get excited about when WOD 1 gets released, and we see WOD 13, and it's a whole the whole week is a test. So the whole thing, it culminates, it explores all the different fitness styles, and what you're looking for at the games nowadays has been who can survive the week.
Mhm.
Like who doesn't get injured, who hasn't got a broken ankle for the final. Yeah, who doesn't fall off the netting like Pat Vellner did? Who can climb the rope? Who can survive? It's basically survival of the fittest. The games now, rather than the actual expression of it. Ethan's back.
Oh, hi, Mason.
Squid Games, isn't it?
Are we talking about Dave killing Lazar? No, we're not.
No. But it's so when people get excited about, that's a rubbish test. Well, yeah, wait till you've seen the whole thing, and then it will make some kind of sense. It all has to be added up to the whole thing. If you take one workout on its own, Big Jug, then you don't. It's not a fair assessment of what the games is looking like. But yeah, I went on a big spiel.
I don't think there needs to be I mean, fine, if you want to put a minimum work requirement, like Jake was saying, for event 1 last year, you had to touch the water. Like, okay, fine. But how difficult is it to put such a penalty on the points that makes it so it's still having the same effect without sacrificing people's safety? That's what I never understood. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing with like, okay, everybody's talking about the pegboards. And yeah, we even said that too. You know what I mean? She's standing there, she's not going up on the pegboards, but getting up that high and falling, it's dangerous. It could potentially be severely dangerous. So if she didn't do it, or the minimum work requirement was that you had to get 1.5, like you had to at least get up 1 full time, and you had to try to make it up at least halfway for it to be a minimum work requirement, but you're still completely penalized in points. So there's still no way that she could benefit from that event, because even if because that's the argument of like, well, she didn't do enough, so of course she was fresh for the last event, of course. So of course she's gonna win the last event. Are you stoned, Jan?
No.
So even if she was fresh and she won the last event, the points still wouldn't affect anything because the penalty would be so big. So
I know my reaction seems like I am.
It does. It really does seem like you are.
Jan's been sniffing formaldehyde all day.
It does seem seem a little bit
Gotta
flushed
use
today.
P
He seems
score is the only way.
a little flushed today.
Well, I did 90 minutes on the bike out in the sun, so I've got the sun. I've been out in the sun loads recently.
Fuck that.
I'm only asking because even if you did it for
Yeah.
the Katrin thing, if she fell from height, I mean, they had a big crash pad there. But for something like the swim, for something like
they roll their ankles on everything.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's a safety conversation that you could have that would like, or do you just go, hey, fuck it, we're just gonna swim in pools? Because like it's
Yeah.
why does your whole event end if you try to swim out there and then you're like, oh shit, you have to grab a paddleboard or a jet ski?
Yeah, I don't think you should be disqualified from the whole games.
No, I didn't know that. Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's a bit silly, isn't it?
Because if you just do the thing where you go for the run, you put your feet in the water, you take dead last in that event, but you're still fresh as a daisy or fresher than the other cats that swam across the lake.
Yeah,
And has
but you've got
anyone-
no
Does that
point.
really give you an advantage for the entire rest of the games?
No, probably not. But has anyone actually confirmed that that was said to anyone?
They've said
Or
it a couple times. They've said it.
Right.
I thought they said it in the Mayhem one. I thought they've said it in a couple podcasts so far.
I think athletes have said
Yeah,
things.
Athletes have said it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah, yeah.
right, okay.
Oh,
Right.
I get what you're saying.
That's
But
the
like
thing.
someone from like
did it come from like
Dave,
Dave
or
or
did it
whatnot?
come from?
Because obviously
HQ?
Dave wasn't in the water. It was paddleboarders and people that were in the water. You know what I mean? Like who? Like did they say it, or was it said in like the briefing? That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Well,
like, you're gonna, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It doesn't make much sense, and you know, minimum requirements are a good idea to keep entertainment value there. Like you've got to remember, it's a crowd sport.
Yeah, wanting to see
it's
it.
for you. If Fraser would have just stopped instead of because the Fibonacci was that it was called Fibonacci.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he would have just stopped before doing that or done the bare minimum, like or didn't do it, like would that have been fun? Would it have been entertaining? Probably
Right.
not.
Yeah.
But do you know if Dave had taken that, if Rich hadn't gotten a rope climb and Dave said, hey, like you cannot win or podium, he said, because you can't climb a rope. But he did, if you remember that event, there was like 3 events in one.
Yeah.
He smashed the whole other part except for the stupid rope climb he fell from. And you're not gonna let him podium?
Yeah, it's a hole in their game. So you've shown that you're not very good at this thing, but the punishment should be that you didn't do it and you didn't score very well. Not you're out.
That's
I don't
or
think.
you can't podium. Like
Yeah,
if Rich didn't climb a rope and was still second place that year.
Yeah, I
still
don't think
first
there's
place.
many. I don't think there's many instances of that in life, where that would apply really, especially in a sport, for example, like powerlifting. If you don't get a squat, so if you don't get one of your 3 lifts, you don't move on to bench. You don't get to stay on into the competition. The minimum you drop out. So the minimum requirement is you have to hit 1 good lift. You don't get to stay on into the competition. Other sports have that caveats in there. But I don't know if it's a true like our race isn't a single modality thing. It's not binary. They're so different. We've got so much variety. And I think
So CrossFit's non-binary.
CrossFit's got a flag.
Yeah.
CrossFit has a flag.
Oh, Jon, our flag, by the way, is a prison suit. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see our flag. What's ours?
It's just black and white
Heterosexual.
stripes.
Yeah, you have a prison outfit flag.
We've got a
Is
prison
that the
outfit
hetero flag? Is it?
Yeah.
It is the hetero flag. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll show you my flag.
Good.
yeah.
But yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just
So
curious on your.
I like I said earlier, I went on a rant for like I said I came on, I didn't know what the fuck to talk about. I came on earlier and I started talking about the whole CrossFit thing, about like why CrossFit's dying and all that shit, and people keep talking about it's dying or this, that, and the other. and I just fucking talked, and I was half an hour. I was just talking about my thing about CrossFit and where it's at, what's going on. It's not dead. This is why it's what's happened. This is what we need to do. And it was like, blah, and it was like half an hour. And I got a lot off my chest during that half an hour.
That's my vlog.
He is
Well,
stoned.
At least it doesn't have the circle in it. Good shit.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah. Did you watch CJ get annihilated by Gus the other day?
And
He was
then
winning the
complain-
entire time.
And then complained for 3 days after it.
Yeah, he's moaning.
Oh, he was complaining during the podcast too. It wasn't even like before it even started.
He did dance though.
Yeah, he did. That was good. Who you
It
got
took me a long
for-
time to find the Party Boy theme.
That
on
was
this.
hilarious.
That was a real.
That's just a real
yeah.
laugh. Is
He
he,
looks
is
like
he
one.
going again on Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
we're
bring
excited to
really-
announce. We're excited to
Sorry,
announce that
I-
Colleen is going head to head this week.
Yeah.
Who, me? No
I thought you'd
way.
like that. You did
No
your
way.
100 days.
We did.
Yep.
We did. It was awesome. The last day was awful. It was a burpee, like, what do you call that shit? Combo or whatever. So it was a
Right.
jumping jack into a burpee into, wait, what was it? Hold on. No, it was a regular burpee into a jumping jack, a reverse
Right.
burpee, and then a
Ooh.
jumping jack. And that's one.
You did 100.
We had to do 100 of them. Yes.
Ugh,
In one day.
reverses.
It took
Horrible.
us forever. Forever.
Nasty.
No, it was fun. So
Isn't-
we're actually going to do another one. Garrett wants to make up his own. We're going to do a 50-day challenge, but we're going to do the same movement for 50 days.
That he makes up.
Okay.
No,
That's
he wants to do reverse burpees. I said no.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh,
You'll be
no.
I've heard so many stories
How is
about
the burpee dude? Is the burpee
you'll be in
dude good?
awful shape. You'll be in awful shape when you finish
He
that.
stopped. He stopped now.
Yeah.
How many days
stopped.
did he get?
1,000.
1,000
you get
Oh
the
days.
my
1,000?
gosh, that's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
That's
Did a
crazy
1,000.
cool though.
I'm trying to
Fair
get
play to
G to pick something easy. I'm like, can we do like 50 squats for 50 days? Oh,
You
shit.
get fatter.
Didn't Pedro do something like that too?
got
Yeah.
thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got thinner.
He got thinner. He did it the right
He-
way.
Yeah, he used the Zempic. He did it the right way.
Mm, that makes
I had a great conversation with someone at the gym the other day about that.
Ozempic.
Yeah. He's this 72-year-old guy that's had a hip replacement, a knee replacement. He's type 2 diabetic, and he's hello.
It's our old baby. He's 13. It's Charlie Brown.
Hello, Charlie Brown. You can't hear me, can you?
Nope. He's,
Hello.
he's doofy.
He's so old.
He's great though.
Those back legs can't hold him up any.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's getting arthritis really bad. Going up and down the stairs is getting to be a little tough for him. So,
Oh, dear.
but he
Get a
got a little
slide.
pep in his step today, and he was walking. He was starting to pull me like he wanted to go down the street. I was like, I am not picking your big fat ass up halfway down the street and carrying you back home. So even though I know I can, I am not today.
Yeah. Good. Get him a slide for the step.
I want to know if Jan, when we actually share a tent, if you want to do
Oh, yeah.
this with me.
The Shiwi. Oh. Okay.
Here's a beautiful. That's exactly what you want to see a real life video game player. That is it. In Carvalho. Oh, with the headshot. Holy cow, look at this young man just hitting him with the 3-seater.
Is there anything in those pillows?
It's just a pillow.
Jumping around like that. A headshot. What a leap. To the
Very
window.
exciting.
To the moon.
I love the
would be-
fact that Manscaped
I would be
sponsored that.
fucking
Scoring
lethal with that.
round. This is a rock and soccer brawl between these two. He's that pillow.
That's the clown. That's
Yeah.
Joker.
The Joker.
The Joker.
Oh no, I was going to go down the WWF route. Dink and donk or doink. Yeah,
Doink.
yeah, doink.
Bars of soap.
Yeah, a snooker ball in a
Snooker
sock.
ball.
Yeah.
Should you the jizz stairs?
Jizz
Yeah,
stairs.
I saw this and I was like, oh shit, I'd go watch that. Like I would literally go watch these motherfuckers. You see
Yeah,
that dude
fine.
do like a bicycle kick and then
So what is
He
that?
jumped
by
up
the way?
Yo,
and then came
dude.
straight down.
I was like, what did I just find here?
What
I would do that.
is that literally called pillow fighting?
Yeah, competitive pillow fighting.
Oh,
Have you
I
guys
think it's
ever watched
UFC.
Ultimate Surrender?
What's that?
No?
You
That
don't
a
know what
new
Oh, Google it and pull it up. Ultimate Surrender.
Oh God.
I know that laugh.
I know, right?
Lean, can you
Anyone in the
Google
chat?
it?
Has anyone
I
ever
think
watched
I'm
Garrett-
doing it
Ultimate
right
Surrender?
now.
Just looking it up right now.
TV
Oh, dear.
series. Good Lord.
Ultimate surrender.
It
This
does.
one
ADL,
hurt, poor man's
which
supposed
is
to
more of a
grow his hair
psychopath.
out.
A
You
bald
definitely
man
can't pull it up.
who tries to grow his hair out, or a man who can
Oh
grow hair
God.
but always shaves it bald.
Nah, I'll pull it up. Whatever.
Oh boy.
Psychopath.
I'm okay with it.
Oh boy.
Psychopath, poor man. Ultimate surrender. I'm trying to think before you put it up what this will be. Like a jiu-jitsu thing. Oh, hello.
Whoever loses
Blimey.
this, like,
What are they doing?
Is this wrestling? I don't even know what it is. Like,
yeah.
Is this a Oh, hang on. I've just seen the website it's on. Okay. Did I?
oh, kink.com? Motherfucker.
Fucking hell.
Good Lord.
Maybe you didn't see it on the first one.
No, it wasn't up there.
Garrett,
It was just a bunch of chicks wrestling.
No, it was
Garrett adds
very
to
first
favorite.
It was the first image you pulled out was the loser getting pegged.
All right, fine. You right. Whatever. I was just getting
You
shit.
were like, I don't care. I'll pull this up. I was like, okay.
Well, I was supposed to be able to trust you, Jan. Like,
I see.
we've
you said,
been friends
I'll
for
pull
over
this
a
up.
year.
Yeah.
Add bookmark.
Oh,
Do you know? Have I told you about that lady at the gym that I used to go to? She was a videographer.
For
And-
Ultimate Surrender.
Well, she used to go traveling for 3 months a year, and I didn't know why. And then
Oh, you told me
third
about
year,
her.
hey.
You
Yeah,
told
yeah.
me about her.
So on one of the years she was going, I was doing a gymnastics seminar, and we were just chatting around. And she said, "Oh yeah, I'm going traveling again. I'm going to Malaysia this time." And I was like, "Oh, right. So you travel with her?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm a videographer." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. What sort of stuff do you like specialize?" She said, "Yeah, it's quite niche." I was like, "Oh, cool. Like, what is it?" I mean, she's like probably about a 50-year-old woman who's like very active and all that. It's like, "Oh, I video pornography where men get wrestled by women, like butch women, and they get wrestled and then they do naughty things together." I was like, imagine coaching a class and then that's dropped on you, like, all right. And I was like, can I ask you a few questions?
I would have to ask questions.
I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. And so I just, for like the next 20 minutes, I was just asking so many questions about it. It's fucking nuts, properly nuts, like, and very popular. Like, she's very wealthy out of it.
There's
Yeah,
a couple of female bodybuilders that are like back in
Oh.
the VHS days, and they
Men?
used to like, yeah, they used to just, that was their kink. They used to just dress up like military, whatever. They'd be these big, huge, like juiced up, jacked up chicks, and
Yeah.
they'd like make a, you know, who's your daddy video, and then the person would be like, I want an hour meet and greet, and they'd make like tons of cash. It was crazy. There's a couple of documentaries on Netflix about it.
Yeah. What are they
I
called?
mean, she ends up killing her manager, pimp, but whatever.
What were they called? Good.
Oh my God, I got to get this off my screen. It's still on my other screen.
Oh no.
You guys get,
Oh no, it's still on my screen.
Did you guys get Eurotrash in America growing up?
Eurotrash?
Yeah.
Hmm.
the program.
I never saw it.
Oh, brilliant.
Was it
What
like a
about late-
TMZ? What is it?
Yeah. No, it
It-
was well, it was a European program, but it was all about like the weird and wonderful, like
Trashy
the
shit
dark-
from Europe.
yeah, trashy shit from Europe, like sex industry.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was
Look
on
up
once a week.
Look up Eurotrash TV show.
I'm not looking shit that
No,
you tell me
no.
to look up.
It was on television. It wasn't a porno or anything.
It was
Still
on terrestrial telly at 10 p.m. on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
and it was this French guy in a suit, and he would present, and he had a funny French
Pierre.
accent, Pierre,
Oh,
and he would
okay.
say, and there was like different skits and different things
Lulu
from around
Ferrari.
Europe.
I mean, this doesn't look way better, but it looks way better.
Compared to stuff now, it's like
Oh, yeah,
episode
you-
of
you'd be able to watch
Dexter
this on
would be
you-
more.
You'd be able to watch this on YouTube now.
Yeah, it's not.
I was like a 12-year-old boy. It was like,
Oh, look, wasn't there two
Amazing.
guys that used to compete? Was that Joe and shit that used to compete on Kill Taylor and wore the ponchos?
Mhm.
That's hilarious.
Is that in the middle?
Ooh,
Lulu Ferrari.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, what CrossFit? CrossFit.
Oh, you're gonna pick a CrossFit to be in the middle.
gonna.
Is the blonde guy gay? I'm assuming.
No, he's French.
Yeah.
Probably is. Yeah, probably is. Yeah. Yeah, Venga boys. There we go.
I can say.
Yeah, they were good. Excellent. So, what you got planned for? Have you got anyone on the show this week at all?
No, you
Anyone's-
know what? We have on the 10th, we're continuing our Legends kind of series. We got Margot Alvarez coming on
Nice.
July 10th. So that'll be cool.
Mhm.
But otherwise we're just gonna and we're definitely gonna try to get Sarah Beth Jumper on Savon's podcast at some point, but we just have to find the right time.
Cool.
Um
I have a couple
Awesome.
friends that I've been talking to about like women's health and stuff like that. And I don't know if I told you, I don't know if we told you or whatever. Someone reached out to us and said, "Hey, I know of someone that is a pelvic floor physical therapist, all women's health shit. I think you
Awesome.
guys, she's like, I personally watch your show. I love your show. Seen you guys on your own platform as well as Sev's platform. But her friend, I think she works for, I think she's like a manager, helps her schedule and whatever.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to her and we're going to plan something, but we won't be able to talk to her until after the games. Her schedule is just too busy. But I had a meet and greet with her. She's awesome. She's amazing. And we're going to get into all the things women's health and no holds
My
bar.
God.
So,
uh-oh.
If
What'd
I,
she
knew you,
say?
if I knew you wanted an expert, I would have offered up my own services for you.
You're come in and talk about women's
Go on.
pelvic floor. I
pelvic
love
floor, how they're tight on one side and not.
Yeah, show us your
Go on.
uterus. I'll tell you how good it is.
it.
We can get a penis doctor on.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, that could be so good. The
You
dick
know what's
doctor.
funny? One of my long-term clients is an NHS like women's health specialist.
Mhm.
Like she's like the menopause doctor for like the NHS in Scotland. I ask her so many weird questions.
Please
We
get
need
a
a-
penis doctor.
Yeah, we need a male,
Please.
a male sexual
Yep.
health, whatever the fuck you call it. I want a dick doctor on it.
What about like a
Savon-
sex therapist or something like that?
Oh my
That
god,
would
I
be
hate that.
awesome
Nice.
too.
That would be
We can-
amazing.
That would be
And we can have
amazing.
like a live call-in and people can phone in and ask
Ah,
sex therapist
questions.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Oh my
let's
God,
call that
dude.
one.
Amazing.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna search the web.
Please
for,
do that.
Yep.
Please,
Oh my
please do
God.
that. That would be
Yes.
so fire.
That
That'd be
is
so good.
so good.
Yep.
I want one of those.
Jake's about
Look
to
at him.
have it.
Jake's orgasming right now.
Clip that. I was just thinking of all the questions I could ask. Oh my god, that is so good.
What are those dating guru guys that teach you how to like
Andrew Tate.
how to peacock to get a woman?
Oh
and,
yeah,
like, shit like
Guy
that.
that wrote
I
that
would.
book.
Nick Laus or something, or Rouse, or was that his name? Nick,
I know what you're
Nick
talking
Now?
about. And he talks about how to like you have to nag
The game.
nag women.
The game
yeah,
was
the
the
game.
book.
That's
Nick,
it. The game. Yeah.
was his name Nick Rouse or something like that? I'm sure Kenneth will know who I mean. He definitely read that book. There
That
was
would be awesome.
yeah. Oh my god, that was so good.
I'm not a doctor, but I am an expert. Thank you, Joseph.
And then depending on how Lauren Khalil's weekend went, she's going to come on and do the dating show. She said she would do it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Good.
That's fun. That's fire.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's. I
Nice.
want to end Pride Month on a happy, fun note before we get out of here.
Okay.
And this is kind of how I felt all month.
Okay.
Who are you? You. No, not me, you. Yes, I am you. Just answer the damn questions. Who are you? I have told you. Are you deaf? No, you is blind. I'm not blind, you blind. That is what I just said. You just said what? I did not say what. I said you. That's what I'm asking you. And you is answering. Shut up. You. Yes? Not you, him. What's your name? Me. Yes, you. I am me. It's me. I'm you. And I'm about to whoop your old ass, man, because I'm sick of playing games. You,
What
me,
year?
everybody's ass around here. Him. Asking the question.
Fuck's sake.
Rush Hour was fucking amazing, wasn't it?
What year did that come
That's how
out?
my whole year went. Like,
Unbelievable.
That must have been like early
2000?
2000s. Yeah, like
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Yeah, gotta be in it. Eels.
I
all right,
fucking
y'all.
love that
2
show.
hours. Have you ever done us for 2 hours before?
Nope.
Yeah, we've been on longer than 2 hours. Yeah, we've been on longer than 2 hours before. If PK was
whenever I
here,
go-
we'd do another 2.
Yeah, we're at the halfway point if PK's involved.
PK's just getting his jeans off.
He's folding up his jeans at the end of the bed right now. He's locking the door, making sure there's no hospital wardens walking around.
Right. Fold the
Right, on
jeans,
that-
putting his cap back on.
Oh my god. All right, y'all. Thank you
It's
for
all right.
hanging out with us. Another great chat appreciation. We love y'all. We appreciate you.
Mhm.
Hit some serious notes, some fun notes, and some gay notes as always.
Yep. See you next time.
Deuces.
Bye.
Stay good.
That's probably not